The hyper-aware woman notices everything. The slight shift in a co-worker's tone, the pause before a partner answers a question, the one person in a group who does not laugh at the joke. Most people call this anxiety. They call it overthinking. But for a specific kind of woman, this constant scanning of the environment is not a flaw. It is a survival adaptation. And once she understands what it truly is, she stops trying to turn it off. She turns it into a weapon. The dark truth most people never accept is this: they want comfort over reality. They want the smile to be real and the promise to be sincere. The hyper-aware woman sees what others refuse to see, and that makes her dangerous to everyone who relies on polite lies. Staying until the end reveals exactly how this awareness transforms ordinary interactions into tactical advantages. It shows why manipulators cannot touch her, and it exposes the one pattern even most hyper-aware women miss: the inward application that separates the sharp from the untouchable. The first thing she learns is that most people live half-blind. They walk through conversations, missing 90% of the data. A man says, "I'm fine," while his jaw tenses. A friend says, "Congratulations," while her eyes drop to the floor. The average person hears the words and stops there. The hyper-aware woman hears the words and then watches the 11 other signals that tell the real story. Consider a standard workplace meeting. A manager proposes a new policy. Everyone nods. Someone says, "That sounds fair." But the hyper-aware woman notices the manager's left hand gripping the edge of the table. She notices the person who agreed too quickly, the one whose voice pitched up at the end, like a question. She sees the two people in the corner who glanced at each other for half a second. Most people in that room will leave believing everyone agreed. She leaves knowing exactly who felt threatened, who was lying, and who is already planning to undermine the policy. That information is power, and she collects it without anyone knowing. But here is what separates the Sigma female from someone who is simply anxious. The anxious woman sees the threats and feels afraid. The Sigma female sees the threats and feels informed. One reaction shuts her down, the other arms her. The hidden function of hyper-awareness is threat detection. The brain did not develop this ability, so she could win trivia about body language. It developed it, so she could predict danger before it arrived. A child who grows up in an unpredictable environment learns to read micro-expressions, the way a radar operator learns to read blips on a screen. She learns that a parent's tone can change from warm to cold in less than a second. She learns that silence before a door opens means something different than silence after. By the time she is an adult, her brain is running threat calculations automatically. She does not choose to notice the bartender's pupils dilate. When he looks at her drink, she just notices. And then she decides what to do with that information. Most advice for hyper-aware women tells them to relax, to stop over-analyzing, to assume good intent. That advice comes from people who have never needed this skill to survive. Telling a hyper-aware woman to ignore her instincts is like telling a soldier in a war zone to assume the footsteps outside are friendly. It is not wisdom, it is a setup for harm. The Sigma female rejects this completely. She does not shut down her awareness, she sharpens it. Then she learns the one skill that changes everything: strategic silence. Strategic silence is the act of observing without reacting. The hyper-aware woman's greatest vulnerability is not her perception. It is her impulse to act on it too soon. She sees a lie. Her instinct says to call it out. She sees manipulation starting. Her instinct says to block it immediately. But calling out a lie before it fully forms gives the liar a chance to adjust. Exposing a manipulation too early lets the manipulator rewrite the story. The Sigma female learns to hold the information. She watches the lie grow. She watches the manipulator commit. And then, when the lie is too big to take back, she speaks one time. That one statement collapses everything. Watch how this plays out in real time. A co-worker begins taking credit for her ideas in meetings. The first time it happens, she notices. The second time, she sees the pattern. The third time, she does not confront him in front of everyone. Instead, she sends an email to the team before the next meeting. She writes, "Looking forward to discussing the 3 concepts I shared last week: the efficiency model, the client retention system, and the new onboarding workflow. I have attached my original notes from each." She says nothing about the co-worker. She does not accuse. She simply establishes the record before he can speak. In the meeting, when he tries to claim the efficiency model as his own, everyone already saw the email. He does not just look wrong, he looks foolish. The hyper-aware woman did not react emotionally. She observed the pattern, waited for the right moment, and delivered one clean blow. That example cost her nothing, but the same skill saves her from much larger threats. Now consider a high-stakes scenario. A woman named Claire works in a mid-sized financial firm. Her direct supervisor, a man named David, has been setting her up for months. He gives her impossible deadlines. He takes her best work and presents it as his own. He tells upper management that she is difficult to work with. Claire notices something else. She notices that David always schedules his private meetings with the CEO on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. She notices that he checks his phone obsessively before those meetings. She notices that his hands shake slightly when he returns. She does not confront him. She does not complain to HR. She simply starts documenting every email, every change deadline, every time he took credit. She also starts taking detailed notes of her own work, time-stamped and saved to a personal drive. 6 months later, a major client threatens to leave because of a mistake on David's part. He tries to blame Claire in a meeting with the CEO. Claire says nothing at first. She lets him talk. Then she opens her laptop. She projects the email where David approved the mistake. She shows the timeline of his instruction. She then presents her own record of fixing his error 3 times, each time with his signature, dismissing her concern. The CEO fires David that afternoon. Claire does not get promoted immediately, but everyone in that room knows exactly what happened. She did not raise her voice. She did not make accusations. She simply had the receipts, and she waited for the moment when David could not escape them. The Sigma female also understands that hyper-awareness gives her a second hidden weapon: pattern recognition of weak points in others. Every person has a tell: the confident executive who cannot handle being ignored, the charming friend who needs constant admiration, the quiet spouse who avoids any conversation about money. Most people see these traits as personality quirks. The hyper-aware woman sees them as levers. She never uses these levers to harm without reason, but she knows exactly where they are, and that knowledge changes every interaction. Here is a specific example. A landlord tries to raise the rent illegally. The average tenant argues about the law. The Sigma female notices something else. She notices that the landlord mentioned his daughter's wedding 3 times in 5 minutes. She notices he checked his phone obsessively during their conversation. She notices his hands shook slightly when he handed her the notice. She does not threaten to call a lawyer. She says, "It sounds like you are under a lot of pressure right now. I would hate for this issue to become something that distracts you from more important things, like your daughter's wedding." The landlord's face changes. He knows she sees him. He backs down without another word. She did not win by being louder. She won by seeing what he was trying to hide. But that is a small win. Now watch the same skill in a career-ending negotiation. A woman named Priya is up for a director position. Her competitor, a man named Marcus, has been spreading rumors that she is disorganized and misses deadlines. Priya does not defend herself publicly. Instead, she watches Marcus. She notices that he always takes credit for team wins, but never mentions his team by name. She notices that 3 people have left his department in the last year. She notices that he avoids any meeting where his actual numbers are reviewed. During her director interview, the panel asks about the rumors. Priya does not mention Marcus. She simply presents her project completion rate, 97%. She presents her team retention rate, 94%. She then says, casually, "I have also noticed that some teams in this company struggle with transparency around actual performance metrics. I would be happy to share my methodology for tracking real results." The panel knows exactly who she is talking about. She gets the job. Marcus is put on a performance plan 3 weeks later. The dark truth is that hyper-awareness is isolating. Most people do not want to see this much. They want comfort. When the Sigma female points out what she sees, she is often punished. People call her paranoid. They say she reads too much into things. They accuse her of being negative. This is not because she is wrong. It is because she is breaking the social contract. The social contract says everyone pretends together. When she refuses to pretend, she becomes a threat to the entire group's comfort. So she learns to keep most of what she sees to herself. She does not share every observation. She does not warn everyone who is about to be betrayed. She saves her observations for moments that matter to her survival and her goals. This leads to a critical distinction. The hyper-aware woman who reacts to everything burns out. The one who observes everything and acts only on what serves her thrives. The Sigma female categorizes information into 3 buckets. Bucket 1 is information that requires immediate action for physical safety. Bucket 2 is information that gives her leverage for future situations. Bucket 3 is everything else. Interesting but useless data that she files away and forgets. Most hyper-aware women drown in Bucket 3. They obsess over a stranger's tone at a coffee shop. They replay a cashier's rude comment for 3 days. The Sigma female trains herself to drop Bucket 3 immediately. She does not have time to analyze every slight. She saves her energy for the patterns that actually affect her life. Now watch how this bucket system saves her from a common trap. A woman named Sarah has a friend who constantly vents about her problems. Every conversation is 1 hour of the friend complaining and 10 minutes of Sarah trying to speak. Sarah notices the pattern. She files it in Bucket 3. This information is interesting but does not affect Sarah's safety or give her future leverage, so she does not obsess over it. She simply reduces her availability. When the friend calls, Sarah lets it go to voicemail. She responds with a text 2 hours later, saying, "Busy, catch up next week." She does not confront. She does not explain. She just slowly becomes less available. The friend eventually finds another person to drain. Sarah lost nothing. She spent 0 emotional energy. The bucket system worked. The ultimate application of hyper-awareness is predicting outcomes before they happen. Most people react to events after they occur. The Sigma female watches the conditions that produce events. She sees a friendship where one person always gives and the other always takes. She does not wait for the explosion. She knows the explosion is coming. In 3 months, she adjusts her involvement now. She sees a workplace where the manager praises one employee excessively while ignoring others. She knows that employee will be resented. She knows the manager is setting up a fall. She positions herself outside that dynamic before it collapses. Consider a real prediction scenario. A woman named Elena works on a team where two colleagues, Mark and Lisa, are competing for the same promotion. Mark is loud. He takes credit. He talks over Lisa in meetings. Elena notices something. She notices that Mark never actually produces the final work. He always has an excuse. He always hands things off at the last minute. Lisa, on the other hand, is quiet and delivers every time. Elena predicts that Mark will crash publicly within 6 months. She does not intervene. She does not warn Lisa. She simply positions herself as the reliable person on both of their projects. When Mark's project inevitably fails, the manager asks Elena to fix it. She negotiates a bonus before agreeing. When Lisa gets the promotion, Elena is seen as the person who made both outcomes possible. She did not predict the future. She read the pattern and acted before the collapse. Here is a specific pattern the Sigma female recognizes early. The person who is overly helpful in the first week of knowing you. This person offers rides. They offer money. They offer to introduce you to important people. Most people feel flattered. The hyper-aware woman feels a different emotion. She feels caution because she knows that help given too early is almost always a debt, and that debt will be called in later. The overly helpful person is not generous. They are investing, and when they ask for something unreasonable, 6 months from now, they will remind you of everything they did. A woman named Jessica learned this the hard way. A new friend offered her a place to stay for 2 weeks when her apartment flooded. He refused payment. He said, "That is what friends do." Jessica felt grateful. 6 months later, that same friend asked her to lie to his boss about his whereabouts. Jessica said no. He replied, "After I let you stay at my place for 2 weeks, you owe me." Jessica realized the trap too late. A Sigma female would have refused the free stay. She would have found a hotel or another friend. She does not accept early help from strangers. She does not owe anyone, and she watches carefully when someone tries to make her owe them. The same pattern applies to romantic relationships. A man moves too fast. He says, "I love you" in 2 weeks. He wants to meet her family immediately. He talks about their future together before they have had a single argument. Most women think this is romantic. The Sigma female recognizes it as a control tactic. The fast mover is not deeply in love. He is building a cage with golden bars. He wants her emotionally committed before she has enough information to see his flaws. Watch a Sigma female handle this. A man named Tom meets a woman named Rachel. Within 10 days, Tom is talking about marriage. He wants to know where she is at all times. He gets upset when she does not text back immediately. Rachel notices. She does not confront him. She simply slows everything down. She stops responding to texts for 2 or 3 hours. She says she is busy when he wants to see her 4 times a week. She watches how he reacts. Tom gets anxious. He accuses her of being cold. He says she must not really care. Rachel now has her answer. She says, "You are right. I do not think this is a match." She blocks his number. The whole process took 3 weeks instead of 3 years. She did not explain. She did not give closure. She just left. The Sigma female also understands that her hyper-awareness makes her a target for certain personalities. The narcissist loves the hyper-aware woman at first. She pays attention. She remembers details. She asks thoughtful questions. The narcissist mistakes this for admiration. But then something shifts. The hyper-aware woman notices the inconsistencies. She notices the lies that do not add up. She notices the lack of empathy hidden behind the charm, and she does not confront. She simply withdraws. A woman named Maya dated a narcissist for 2 months. He told her he was a successful entrepreneur, but Maya noticed he never introduced her to any colleagues. She noticed his stories about his past changed every time. She noticed he had no long-term friends. One night, he asked her to co-sign a loan for his new business. Maya said she would think about it. She spent 3 hours online and found his real name. He had 2 bankruptcies and a fraud charge. She did not confront him. She did not ask for an explanation. She sent one text: "This is not working. Do not contact me again." He sent back 17 messages in 2 hours. She blocked him. She was gone before he even realized the door closed. This leads to a brutal truth. The Sigma female does not get closure the way other people do. She does not need an explanation. She does not need an apology. She saw the ending in the first week. She watched the small signs of disrespect. She noticed the first time he dismissed her opinion. She saw the way he talked about his ex. She did not need him to confess. She already knew. The average person stays for 2 years, collects proof, and then leaves with a dramatic breakup. The Sigma female leaves at month 3. She does not explain why. She does not try to fix him. She just leaves. And everyone calls her cold. But she is not cold. She is efficient and she is free. Now here is the pattern most people never see, the one that separates the sharp from the untouchable. Hyper-awareness is not just about watching others. It is about watching the self. The Sigma female turns her perception inward with the same merciless clarity. She notices when she is making an excuse. She notices when she is staying in a situation out of fear. She notices when she's lying to herself about what she wants. Consider a woman named Diana. She stayed in a toxic job for 4 years. She told herself the salary was too good to leave. She told herself the market was bad. She told herself she needed 1 more year of experience. Then she started watching herself, the way she watched others. She noticed that her body tensed up every Sunday night. She noticed that she felt relief when a meeting got cancelled. She noticed that she had not felt excited about a project in 18 months. She asked herself the hard question: am I staying because the job is good or because I am afraid to leave? The answer was fear. She updated her resume that weekend. She had a new job in 6 weeks. She did not need a therapist to tell her what was wrong. She saw it herself and she acted. Most people never develop this inward gaze. They spend their whole lives running from their own reflections. The Sigma female does not run. She sits in the dark and watches herself. She asks the hard question: why am I really staying in this job? Why am I really still talking to that person? What am I afraid will happen if I tell the truth? And she does not let herself off the hook with a comfortable lie. She answers. Then she acts on the answer. The ultimate payout of hyper-awareness is not control over others. It is freedom from being controlled. The average person is manipulated daily and never knows it. An advertisement changes their mood. A speaker's tone sways their opinion. A friend's guilt trip changes their plans. The Sigma female watches these attempts at manipulation the way a biologist watches bacteria under a microscope. She sees the emotional hook. She sees the false urgency. She sees the attempt to make her feel responsible for someone else's feelings, and she simply does not take the bait. Watch this play out in a high-stakes negotiation. A woman named Chloe is offered a job. The salary is $70,000. She wants $85,000. The recruiter says, "This is our final offer. We have 3 other candidates. You need to decide by tomorrow." The average person panics. They take the $70,000. Chloe notices something. The recruiter looked down when he said, "Final offer." His voice went up at the end. He checked his phone twice during the sentence. These are tells of someone who is bluffing. Chloe says, "I understand. I will let you know by Friday." The recruiter calls back the next day. "We found $85,000 in the budget." Chloe did not argue. She did not get emotional. She simply refused to be rushed. And she read the bluff. Now consider a final, devastating example of hyper-awareness as a weapon. A woman named Olivia discovered her business partner was stealing from their company. He had been moving small amounts for 2 years. Most people would confront him. They would get angry. They would call the police immediately. Olivia did none of that. She watched. She documented every transfer. She waited until he moved a very large amount, $50,000. Then she called a lawyer. She presented the evidence. The lawyer filed a police report. The partner was arrested. Olivia then informed all of their mutual clients that the partner was no longer with the company. Due to an ongoing investigation, she did not slander him. She stated a fact. Her clients stayed with her. Her partner went to prison. She did not raise her voice once. She just watched, waited, and struck at the exact moment. The damage to him would be maximum, and the damage to her would be minimum. The Sigma female walks through the world with her eyes fully open. She sees the lies. She sees the manipulations. She sees the small cruelties people hide behind smiles, and she does not flinch. She does not break down. She does not beg anyone to be honest. She simply takes the information and uses it. She builds a life that does not depend on anyone else's good behavior. She keeps her own counsel. She trusts her own observations over anyone's promises. And in a world that runs on deception, that makes her the most dangerous person in any room. Not because she fights dirty, but because she was never fooled in the first place.